God says, "My child, listen closely, because your heart has been restless and your spirit has been searching for something it cannot name. You have been waiting, watching, wondering when your moment will arrive, when your life will finally shift into the place you know it was meant to be. You have prayed quietly, sometimes with tears, sometimes with exhaustion, sometimes with hope you could barely hold on to. I have seen every prayer. None of them were ignored. None of them were forgotten. Even the prayers you never spoke out loud reached me. God says, the call you have been waiting for is not random. It is not late. It is not early. It comes at the appointed time. What you perceive as a delay has been protection. What you thought was silence was preparation. I have been arranging things you could not see, aligning people you have not yet met, and closing doors that would have harmed you even though you begged for them to open. Trust me when I tell you that I know what I am doing with your life. God says, this moment feels urgent because your spirit is ready. You have grown beyond the version of yourself that once settled for less. You have endured seasons that tested your faith, your patience, and your strength. You wondered if I was still with you during the nights when nothing made sense. I was there. I was closer than you realized. I was holding you together when you thought you were falling apart. God says, the call is a symbol of awakening. It is me calling your attention back to your purpose, back to your faith, back to the truth that you are not ordinary, forgotten, or abandoned. Your life is not meant to remain at the same level forever. Growth is part of my design for you. Elevation is part of my promise. But elevation requires trust, and trust requires surrender. God says, do not be afraid of what is changing. Do not cling to what is familiar simply because it feels safe. I am leading you into something higher, and higher places require stronger faith. You cannot take every old fear, every old doubt, every old wound with you. Some things must be released so your hands are free to receive what I am about to give. God says, I know you worry about making the wrong choice. I know you fear missing your opportunity. I know you replay past mistakes and wonder if they disqualified you. Hear me clearly, your past did not cancel your calling. Your failures did not erase your future. I am not limited by your history. I am the God who restores, redeems, and rebuilds. God says, you are safe. Not because life will never challenge you, but because I walk with you through every challenge. Nothing comes to you without first passing through my hands. I will not allow what destroys you to reach you. I will strengthen you for what you must face and remove what you are not meant to carry. God says, prayer is not your last option. It is your lifeline. When you pray, you align your heart with mine. When you pray, confusion loses its power. When you pray, fear no longer controls your decisions. Talk to me honestly. Bring me your doubts, your frustrations, your hopes, and your dreams. I am not offended by your questions. I am moved by your trust, God says. This is a season of clarity. What once confused you will begin to make sense. What once felt blocked will begin to flow. What once felt distant will come closer. Pay attention to the quiet nudges in your spirit. Pay attention to the peace that settles when you consider certain paths. I often speak through peace more than through noise, God says. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Their timing is not your timing. Their calling is not your calling. I wrote your story with intention. Every chapter, even the painful ones, has shaped you for what comes next. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to step into the next phase. God says, the next level of your life is not just about success, recognition, or provision. It is about transformation. It is about becoming stronger in faith, deeper in wisdom, and clearer in purpose. It is about learning to trust me even when you cannot see the full picture. It is about walking forward without needing every answer in advance. God says, I am asking you to let go of fear disguised as caution. I am asking you to release doubt disguised as logic. I am asking you to stop underestimating what I can do through you. You have been praying for change, and now I am inviting you to move. Faith is not passive. Faith responds. God says, I will place the right people in your path at the right time. You do not need to force connections or chase approval. What is meant for you will recognize you. What is not meant for you will fall away. Trust my discernment more than your emotions, God says. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and breathe. I am not rushing you. Urgency does not mean panic. It means awareness. It means this is a moment to listen, to reflect, and to choose trust over fear. I am not asking you to figure everything out today. I am asking you to take the next faithful step. God says, remember how far you have already come. Remember the obstacles you thought would break you but didn't. Remember the doors I opened when you thought there was no way forward. The same God who carried you then is carrying you now. God says, speak life over yourself. Stop agreeing with voices that tell you that you are not enough, not ready, or not worthy. Those voices do not come from me. I call you chosen. I call you capable. I call you loved beyond measure. God says, rest in me. You do not need to earn my presence. You do not need to prove your worth. You belong to me. When you trust me, I will guide you. When you stumble, I will steady you. When you are tired, I will renew you. God says, keep praying. Keep believing. Keep moving forward even when the path feels uncertain. What I am doing in your life will make sense in time. Until then, trust my heart even when you cannot trace my hand. God says, this message reached you not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Not to pressure you, but to remind you. Not to control you, but to encourage you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are being guided, protected, and prepared. God says, I am with you. I always have been. I always will be. God says, my child, be still for a moment and let your heart breathe. This message is coming to you not to frighten you, not to confuse you, but to awaken you. I speak in peace, not panic. I speak in love, not pressure. I speak now because your spirit is ready to listen. You have walked through days where you felt unnoticed, nights where your thoughts were louder than your prayers, and moments where you wondered if anyone truly saw your effort. I saw it all. Every silent tear, every time you chose faith even when doubt surrounded you, every step you took when you were tired but refused to give up. I have been closer than your breath, even when you felt alone. God says, there is a call coming into your life. Understand this clearly, not every call arrives through sound, and not every number is made of digits. Some calls arrive as opportunities, some as connections, some as realizations, some as people who carry answers you prayed for long ago. What you have been asking me for has already begun moving toward you. The reason this message feels urgent is not because danger is near, but because alignment is near. Timing matters. Awareness matters. When you are alert in spirit, you recognize blessings when they knock. God says, you have been praying for elevation, for change, for your life to move to the next level. I heard you when you whispered those prayers in exhaustion. I heard you when you prayed boldly, and I heard you even when you had no words left. Elevation does not always come with noise. Sometimes it comes quietly, wrapped in something ordinary, like a conversation, a message, or a moment you could easily dismiss if your heart is distracted. Do not underestimate small beginnings. I specialize in using what looks small to create something powerful. God says, you are safe. Let that settle deeply in you. Fear has tried to speak louder than faith lately, but fear is not your guide. I am. Nothing that is meant to harm you will have power over you. I am your protector when you walk, when you rest, when you wait, and when you move forward. Stop replaying worst-case scenarios in your mind. Those thoughts do not come from me. Replace them with trust. Replace them with prayer. Replace them with gratitude, even before you see the full picture. God says, this season is about discernment. Not every voice deserves your attention, and not every distraction deserves your energy. The call you are being prepared for requires clarity, not chaos. That is why I have been asking you to slow down, to listen more closely, to spend a little more time in silence with me. When you quiet the noise, you will recognize my direction easily. I am not trying to confuse you. I am guiding you step by step. God says, you may feel like something important could be missed if you are not careful, and that feeling is not meant to create anxiety, but awareness. Be present in your life. Be mindful of what is happening around you. Pay attention to repeated signs, repeated ideas, repeated opportunities. I often confirm my guidance more than once. If something keeps returning to you with peace, wisdom, and growth attached to it, do not ignore it. God says, "Trust me even when you do not understand the full meaning yet." You do not need to see the entire staircase to take the next step. Faith is not about having all the answers, it is about knowing who is leading you. I will not lead you into confusion. I will not lead you into harm. I will not abandon you halfway. What I start, I finish, God says. The next level you are praying for is not just external success. It is internal strength. Emotional maturity, spiritual clarity, and confidence in who you are becoming. I am shaping you so that when the doors open, you are ready to walk through them without fear. Some delays you experienced were not punishments, they were protection and preparation. You were being strengthened for what you asked for. God says, keep praying, but also keep trusting between prayers. Do not pray and then panic. Do not ask me to lead and then rush ahead on your own. Let peace be your confirmation. If something pulls you into restlessness, step back and pray again. I will always guide you in a way that aligns with love, wisdom, and growth. God says, you are not forgotten. Heaven has not misplaced your name. I know your struggles, your dreams, your responsibilities, and the weight you carry for others. You have been strong for so long, and now I am asking you to be soft enough to receive. Receive guidance. Receive help. Receive blessings without guilt. You do not have to earn my love, you already have it. God says, guard your heart during this time. Avoid unnecessary arguments, negative influences, and voices that drain your faith. Not everyone will understand the changes happening within you, and that is okay. This journey is between you and me. I am refining your focus so you can recognize what truly matters. God says, when the moment comes that shifts things for you, it will not feel forced. It will feel right. There will be peace, even if there is excitement. There will be clarity, even if there is responsibility. You will know it aligns with your values and your prayers. That is how you will know it is from me. God says, remember this, nothing meant for you will be deleted from your life by accident. What is truly yours will find you at the right time. Trust my timing more than your urgency. I see the full picture. I know what you need and when you need it. God says, keep your faith steady. Keep your heart open. Keep praying with sincerity, not desperation. I am already at work behind the scenes, arranging things in ways you cannot yet see. Soon, what you have been hoping for will make sense. Until then, rest in me, walk in wisdom, and know that I am with you now, always, and in everything that comes next. God says, Listen with your heart and not with fear, because this message is not meant to confuse you or overwhelm you, but to awaken you. God says, I see you where you are right now, in the quiet moments when your thoughts are loud and in the busy moments when you feel unseen. I know the weight you carry, the questions you ask in silence, and the prayers you whisper when no one else is listening. God says, this urgent message is not about panic, it is about preparation. It is not about danger, it is about direction. I am speaking to you because you are ready to hear. Even if you feel uncertain, even if you feel tired, even if you feel like nothing has changed yet, God says, a call is coming, and do not misunderstand this as only a phone ringing in your hand. This call is alignment. This call is confirmation. This call is the moment when everything you have endured begins to make sense. God says, it will come through an ordinary channel so that you understand I can use anything and anyone. It may look simple, it may seem small, it may even feel unexpected, but it will carry weight. It will carry clarity. It will carry movement. God says, do not ignore it because it does not look dramatic. I often move quietly, but my results are loud, God says. You have been asking for a sign, and this is it. You have been praying for elevation, and this is the doorway. You have been wondering if your waiting was wasted, and I tell you now, not a single tear, not a single delay, not a single moment of patience was in vain. God says, this call will take your life to the next level, not because of the voice on the other end, but because of the readiness within you. I prepared you in private so you could rise in public without breaking. God says, I know you have been careful. I know you have been suspicious of good news because disappointment taught you to guard your heart. But I tell you now, this is not a trap, this is not confusion, this is not loss. God says, I am with you, and because I am with you, nothing will go wrong. You are safe. Even if you do not understand every detail, you are covered. Even if your mind tries to imagine worst-case scenarios, your spirit already knows peace. God says, trust me more than your fear. Trust me more than your past experiences. Trust me more than what you see right now. I am not asking you to rush, I am asking you to remain open. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom, I am asking you to abandon doubt. Pray before you respond. Breathe before you react. Remember who walks with you before you decide. God says, this moment is connected to prayers you prayed long ago, prayers you forgot about. Prayers you cried through when you thought nothing was happening. I was working then, and I am working now. What is coming will not drain you, it will strengthen you. It will not steal your peace, it will require your courage. It will not lower you, it will lift you into responsibility and purpose. God says, you are stepping into a season where excuses will fall away and clarity will rise. People will see you differently, not because you changed your character, but because I am revealing what was always inside you. Do not shrink when opportunity comes. Do not apologize for growth. Do not feel guilty for moving forward when others stay behind. God says, elevation always feels unfamiliar at first. God says, I know you worry about making the wrong move. I know you fear missing what I have for you. Hear me clearly now. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. I am ordering your steps, even when it feels like you are standing still. When the moment comes, you will recognize it, not by anxiety, but by peace that makes no sense. God says, the number you see, the message you receive, the invitation you hear, it will align with what I have already placed in your heart. It will not contradict my truth. It will not pull you into darkness. It will not demand you abandon your values. God says, anything from me brings light, not confusion. If you stay prayerful, you will discern easily. God says, I am reminding you now so that fear does not surprise you later. When something big approaches, the mind often tries to sabotage it. Old voices may whisper that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable. God says, silence those lies. I already qualified you when I chose you. I already equipped you through what you survived. God says, you do not walk into this alone. I am before you, behind you, beside you. I am in every detail you cannot control. I am in every delay you did not understand. I am in every closed door that redirected you here. God says, rest in that truth. Let it settle your heart. God says, pray not only for success, but for wisdom. Pray not only for favor, but for humility. Pray not only for increase, but for balance. I want you elevated, not exhausted. I want you influential, not empty. I want you secure, not anxious. God says, when you trust me fully, I give fully. God says, some people will not understand what is happening in your life. Do not try to explain everything. Not everyone needs access to your process. Protect what I am growing. Guard your peace. Speak less, pray more. Listen closely. God says, this is not about rushing into something reckless. This is about stepping into what has been prepared. You will know when to say yes, you will know when to wait, you will know when to walk away. I will guide you. I always have. God says, remember how far you have come. Remember what you survived. Remember who sustained you. The same God who brought you through is the same God leading you forward. Nothing changes about my faithfulness just because your season is changing. God says, if your heart feels heavy right now, lay it down. If your thoughts feel crowded, quiet them with prayer. If your spirit feels restless, come to me. I am not far. I am not silent. I am not unaware. God says, when this moment unfolds, respond with gratitude, not fear. Respond with prayer, not panic. Respond with faith, not doubt. You are safe. You are guided. You are protected. God says, I am opening doors that require courage, not perfection. I am calling you higher, not to impress others, but to fulfill purpose. I am shifting your life because you are ready to carry more, see more, and become more. God says, stay grounded. Stay kind. Stay faithful. Do not let urgency steal your peace. Do not let excitement override wisdom. Balance both, and you will walk confidently. God says, I love you with an everlasting love. I have not abandoned you, and I never will. This message is not to frighten you, but to strengthen you. Not to confuse you, but to prepare you. God says, trust me. Pray to me. Walk with me. What is coming will not destroy you, it will develop you. What is coming will not break you, it will build you. What is coming will not end you, it will elevate you. God says, rest assured. I am with you. Nothing will go wrong. You are safe in my hands, now and always. God says, my child, listen carefully with your heart and not with your fear. This message has found you because this moment matters more than you realize. You did not open this by accident, and you are not reading these words by chance. Heaven is aware of you right now. God says, there is a call coming, not merely through a mobile number, not merely through a device, but through alignment, timing, and obedience. What you think is small, what you think is ordinary, what you think may disappear, carries a divine purpose meant to lift your life to a